Hello again, welcome to episode 3 of The Amazing Shrinking Chef with me, Carl. 6 weeks now I've been doing this, eating plan, won't we call it a diet, but 6 weeks now in, and as of this morning, 31 pounds lost, so I'm quite pleased with that. Got a bit more energy than normal, sleeping much better as I'm not drinking any caffeine or fizzy drinks or anything like that. I'm sleeping really well, so I do recommend it. We'll crack on now with this week's recipe, which is shepherd's pie, or cottage pie as I'm making actually. Shepherd's pie is made with lamb, so if you want to call it a shepherd's pie, then just change the minced beef for minced lamb, and then you've got cottage pie. Cottage pie with beef, shepherd's pie with lamb. You can work it out, even if I can't. So I'll crack on with that right now and show you the ingredients that you need, which are here. And hopefully they'll be scrolling up on your screen in a second or two. Okay, see you in a minute. Thank you. Bye. These are the ingredients you'll need for the cottage pie. 400 grams of lean mincemeat, 450 grams of potatoes, 2 small spring onions, or 1 large one, which I'm using here, a medium normal regular onion, a couple of mushrooms, 400 grams of carrots, 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese grated, 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, 200 to 225 grams of peeled plum tomatoes, drained, an apple, a tablespoon of chopped thyme, a tablespoon of flat leaf parsley chopped, and a stock cube. Just to say, the herbs are fresh. If you want to use dried, only use a teaspoon of thyme and flat leaf parsley. Okay, and that's it. Thank you very much. I'll get on with showing you how to cook it in just a minute. Okay, right. I've just done a few things to help speed up this video. I've chopped up the potatoes, and I've peeled and chopped the potatoes, and I've peeled and chopped the carrots, and I've got them in that pan of water there. I'm just going to get that on because that's going to take half an hour, because that's going to be your mash, carrot and potato. So get a little bit of salt and pepper in there, and we'll get that on a high heat till it boils, then turn it down to about a 7 or an 8 and just let it simmer for half an hour. Basically how you'd normally make mash. So let's get on and make these mince. Get a large pan. Get the heat on. Don't think we'll need any oil, so just get that straight in. Right, we'll get on to the apple while that's just starting to warm up. All you need to do with the apple is grate it. Now if you've got a food processor, you can grate it in that. If you haven't got a food processor, grate it by hand. No big deal. You can leave the core in, you can leave the skin on, don't worry about it. There you go, grated apple. Sort of. Chop that up. Okay, just leave that there for a second. Get this mince going. Just want to put a little bit of colour on the mince. Don't need to cook it right through. Just get a little bit of colour on it. Bit of salt and pepper. And keep on stirring that around. If it sticks, put a little tiny bit of water. Just help it along. Right, that's not far off now. While you're away, I chopped up the onions, chopped up the mushrooms. I've got this spring onion in a little pan. What we're going to do with that is we're going to add just a tiny bit of oil. Just less than a teaspoon. And get that on the heat, but on a really low heat. Probably a 2. A little bit of salt and pepper now. And you just want that to soften. That spring onion. You just want that to soften over the next 10-15 minutes, however long, it doesn't matter, you can just leave it on the lowest heat and just let it soften in that oil. Right, that's got a little bit of colour now, in with the onions. Baby dice. In with the mushrooms. And in with the apple. Doesn't matter what apple you use. Doesn't have to be a cooking apple. I'm using a Braeburn, so use whatever apple you want. Well and delicious. Who cares? Get that apple in there. And give that a stir around. If there's a bit of time before you put the apple in and it starts to go brown, if you've got some lemon juice, just squeeze a bit of lemon juice on top of it and that'll stop it going brown, or put it in a bowl and put some cling film over it until you're ready to throw it in with the mince. That's why I like the food processor, because you can just do it that quick and throw it straight in. So anyway, that's all mixed in nice in there now. And get those herbs in, the flat leaf parsley and the thyme. Like I said before, if you're using fresh, a tablespoon of each. If you're using dried, a teaspoon of each. Stir those in. Okay, get rid of that. Get rid of these. Right, you've got your tomatoes, your tomato puree, your parmesan is for going on top later. We can get that stock cube in now. Out. Mix that in, and then you can get the heat down to about 7. You don't want that to catch on the bottom. Just want to stir that round so you've got your herbs, your apple, your onion, the mince, the mushroom, all in there now, no problem. Get your tomatoes in. I know you're probably thinking tomatoes in a shepherd's pie or a cottage pie, but there's also no apple in one either. This is my version, and it just makes, it does two things. It bulks it up, so you're eating more and having less calories, and obviously gives you less calories, so it keeps you fuller longer because it's a low GI food and a complex carb, which, like all complex carbs, keep you fuller for longer. So just want to get that down to about 5 now. Oh, sorry, get the tomato puree in as well. And that is basically it for your cooking. You're just going to let that simmer now for probably half an hour, probably until the spuds and carrots are done, probably a good 25 minutes, half an hour, and then we'll portion it up. Okay. Right, that's all stirred in. I'll get a lid on there and I'll leave that on number 5. I'm going to leave the, get a little thing for those, going to leave the spring onions, give them a bit of a stir, maybe turn them up a little bit for a second or two, just get them warm, and then turn them back down to number 2 and leave them for a good half an hour. We can turn those potatoes and carrots down to a 7 now, just leave them on a simmer. Before I do anything else, I will show you what we've got in the pans now. Okay. There's your carrots and potatoes boiling away, the spring onion chopped in there, and this is your meat mixture. I know it doesn't look like a traditional shepherd's pie or cottage pie, but it's not. It's mine, so it is going to look a bit different. But like I said, I'll get a lid on that now. That's right down to a 4 now. Spring onions are just starting to heat up a little bit. So I'll be back in a jiffy with hopefully the potatoes and carrots done, the meat done, and the spring onions softened. Okay, no problem. See you in a bit. Right, okay, that's half an hour later. Potatoes are done, carrots are done, spring onions nice and soft, and this is bubbling away. In fact, turn that off now. Turn everything off now. Give that a stir. Come back to this about every 10 minutes and just check it's not catching on the bottom. If it is, turn it down a little bit and give it a stir. Well, that's just fine now. That's absolutely perfect. Just how I want it. So we'll mash these carrots and potatoes. We're going to add a tiny little bit of milk and just a tiny little bit of half-fat butter just to give it a bit of taste. Not much. And don't forget, this is going between 4 people, so an hour butter between 4 people is not going to kill you, and it's half fat as well. So right, give that a mash. If you've got a ricer, whoop-de-doo. I haven't, so mash it the old way. Try and get all that carrot mixed in with everything. So we're nearly there. Right, that's coming together nice now. Okay. Put that in the sink, and your spring onions. Get that into the mash. Okay, so you've got your spring onion in there. Give it all a nice stir around, get it all mixed in properly. And that's lovely. Should look something like that. Nice and thick. We want it nice and thick to go on top of the mince. Okay, let's get some dishes. You can make one big one, or you can make 4 little ones, or you can make 8 little ones. I'm going to make 4 little ones. Right, let's make some space. It's entirely up to you. Put that on that. Put that on there. Spoon. Do one. So, get your mixture, put a couple of spoonfuls of that in there, press it down. One more. As you can see, that's just done enough for 4 portions about this size. Okay, let's get that over there. Get a cloth. Like that. Okay, smooth that down. And then get your mash on. Now, it's a bit of an art to doing this, just try and get about 4 nice big blobs on each one. So you don't put too much on the first one and end up with the last one with no potato. Just make sure you do it like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, just spread it out as evenly as you can. Okay. Get a fork and just work it to the edge. Try not to leave any gaps, but if there's a bit of a gap, there's a bit of a gap. Leave some nice ridges like that. Clean it up a bit. One. 2. Three. And 4. Okay, get your Parmesan, just sprinkle a little bit over the top of each one. Oops, that one's got more on it than the rest, but never mind. That's mine, that one. And then we're going to put those in the oven for about 20 minutes, half an hour on about 180. Just do them until the top starts to go golden and crisp up a little bit. But I'll show you anyway. I'm going to bang them in the oven now. And hopefully in a good half an hour, they should be absolutely perfect and ready to serve. Okay, 180, and we'll start off with 15 minutes. Check them after 15 minutes, see what the tops are like. You just want it to go golden on the top really, everything in there is cooked. You just really crisping that top up where that cheese has hit that potato and carrot. Okay, so I'll see you in about 20 minutes, half an hour, where we'll take those out of the oven, and that should be it. Okay, let's have a look. Get them out of the oven. That's been about 35 minutes, but I did put them up a little bit to 200. Just to speed things up a little bit. There we go. And that's it, basically, done. I think there's around 300 to 300 calories in each one, and give it a go, see what you think. Nothing in there bad again, it's all vegetables and meat, so give it a try and tell me what you think. And if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel at the Amazing Drinking Chef, that'd be great also, and like the Facebook page if you haven't already. If you have, thank you very much. And if you want to leave any comments on the YouTube channel, please do. All good, I hope. But if there's any bad comments, I'll read those as well, and probably ignore them. So no. Thanks very much for watching. Tune in next week. I think I'm doing healthy lasagna next week because a few people have asked me for that now. So that's all from me for this week, and get onto my healthy cottage pie and see what you think. Okay, bye bye.